Gina Torres' interview is not a slap in the face of Black Americans. Being an Afro-Latina, you know I had to chime in and give my 2 cents about this topic because it's triggering. In this video, I'm going to talk about the recent interview of Gina Torres where she has claimed that she was living in 3 worlds. Meu nome é Gina Luz, 𝘷𝘪𝘥𝘢 luz na sua vida. I'm a 90s enthusiast, so you can follow me on my Instagram handle here. Torres was born in Manhattan on April 25, 1969, the youngest of 3 children. Her family lived briefly in Washington Heights before moving to the Bronx. Her parents are natives of Cuba, and her father worked as a typesetter for La Prensa and at the New York Daily News. Torres speaks fluent Spanish, and she began singing at an early age. She also trained in opera and jazz and performed in a gospel choir. Torres applied and was accepted to several colleges, but she could not afford to attend. She chose instead to pursue her dream of being a performer. She became an American television and movie actress. She is known for her roles in the science fiction and fantasy. She appeared in many television series, including Hercules, Matrix Revolutions, Jam, South of Pico, and I Think I Love My Wife. With Chris Rock, The Hair Show with Monique, that was where she played also. She used to be married to Lawrence Fishburne, but they broke it off in 2017. Her interview for MSNBC sparked a lot of controversy. Actress Gina Torres says that she struggled to reconcile the 3 worlds while coming up in Hollywood.
But Gina, you were forced to embrace one identity in Hollywood, right?
I feel like I was living in 3 worlds. There was my world that I grew up in, also Spanish speaking, home, Cuban parents, and then you go out into the world and I'm speaking English and I'm in the Bronx, South Bronx, having a great time. That's right.
Yes.
And then going into this industry as an actress, then nobody recognizes you as either one.
Yeah.
There was no place for me as a Latina. And then as a Black woman, I didn't identify as a Black woman because for me it was cultural.
Right.
Because of course I present Black, I am a Black woman, I am also Cuban. When you're here in the United States and they ask you to be in a box and you don't fit into the box, culturally it was different. It was not one that I identified with. But to work, to survive, it was something that I had to learn, to then learn to be whatever Black was, and then feel like I was alienating that other part of myself, that Latina self. It just kind of became a Jedi mind trick to keep myself from just being sad all the time about not being able to fully experience and express the entirety of myself.
That is what she said. And people weren't happy about it. And to me, it's kind of mind-blowing. It really is. Are not thinking about the whole spectrum of what it means to be Afro. For girls that are like me and that are Afro-Latina, it's very important to see women like Amara La Negra, Gina Torres, and Monica Stelmuse. You want to know why? Because they have that same duality or triple that Black Americans unfortunately do not have. They live in the same worlds that I navigate through. Latino, Western, workplace, code switching. It's very much a cultural thing. And to just say something like she should have said no to that role because she had to play a Black American woman that identifies as such, because there are thousands, if not more, women like me, Afro-Latina, that too wish to be seen as themselves. Yes, I love Vivica A. Fox, Sana Latin, I love Viola Davis. They are amazing actresses. But there is an extra layer when you see an Afro-Latina on screen while being an Afro-Latina. Someone that was like me, Afro-Latina in a Western world, making it happen, it felt as if there was a space where I could be too seen. And I hope that at some point, Afro-Latinos can have their own lane. and do not have to play the game of presenting themselves as African American, because there is not just one way to be Black, you guys. There isn't. But until that time, I think it's perfectly okay that Gina Torres, that identifies as an Afro-Latina, takes up a role as a Black American, because it means that she can also cater to younger women and younger boys that are Afro-Latinos, Afro-Latinas, that want to see themselves on screen too.
To media outside of like my home for representation, it was women like you, very few on screens, which was in the African American television market, where I could then piece together like, oh my goodness, Torres is her last name. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have just as much rights as African Americans. And what I have noticed also is when you say that you're Black in America, people assume that you mean African American, which is not what Afro-Latinas are. They are Black presenting of the African race, but the culture is very different. And that is something that people tend to forget. You cannot deny that part of yourself, that Latino part. You cannot deny it. And I want to end this video with one last quote of Gina herself. My view of myself doesn't change. I know who I am. I am Cuban American. Both my parents are Cuban. One was a little browner than the other. That's who I am. I feel sorry that it's taken so long for the film industry to figure it out and to catch up. Well, with that being said, I would like to know what you think. I feel that Gina Torres is right, and I'm very proud of her. But of course, if you have a different perspective, please let me know. I'm very interested to know what you think, and let's conversate. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. It's free, and please do not forget to comment below. Meu nome é Gina Luz, 𝘷𝘪𝘥𝘢 na sua vida. Bye. Ciao.